Good morning.
Good morning.
So I could hear the keys at the front door. I recognized the sound. I felt happy because I knew my dad was home from work. And I was so excited that he had gotten home before it was time for me to go to bed. And even better, he was home in time for all of us to have dinner together. And I remember sitting at the dinner table, looking up at him and thinking, what did he do all day? Where did he go? What was it like? How was it like at the workplace in grown-up life? And I remember listening to him as he started to talk about his day. And then my heart sank. I looked down at my plate. I thought, oh no, not this again. You see, my dad worked in the hotel industry. Sometimes weekends. Whenever he talked about work, it was like this. Well, you know, there's a problem we're having at work today. My director, I don't know how he got his job. He doesn't know what he's doing. My assistant is not very reliable, and nobody ever listens to me. You see, he wasn't so happy at work, and I felt sad because this place where he spent so much time away from me, my mom, and my sister also made him so unhappy. And this continued. I felt sad, and I would feel disconnected from the dinner table conversations. Until finally, one day, I got fed up. I was a teenager, and I decided, new rules around here. I told my parents, you are no longer allowed to talk about work at the dinner table. It's forbidden. You see, I was trying to solve a problem we were having, but ultimately it was a problem I was having. I was starting to look ahead at universities, thinking about what did I want to be when I grew up. It was almost time to be a grown-up. What did I want to study? What kind of career should I have? Is it possible to have a career I loved and come home from work every night and talk about all the wonderful things I did that excited me? You see, because I was scared. What was my future going to be like? So I remember it was just about time for me to move away to college. And there was another dinner table conversation that we had. I remember my mom and my dad talking to me about what interested me, what I wanted to study. And they told me, they said, you can study whatever you want. You can have any career you want to have. Follow what you love, do what makes you happy, and we'll always support you. And it's true. They have. They let me go out on my own way and figure out what I love to do and find what my passion is and find a career that I find joy and purpose in, which has landed me here with all of you. So, what do? This, creating events, bringing people together, creating community, and helping to solve a really big problem that affects way too many of us. So it's probably a good moment for me to introduce myself. I'm Vanessa Shaw. I'm co-producer here at Culture Summit. And it's such a pleasure to be here with you today because I have a belief, and that belief is that everyone, everywhere, deserves to have a great place to work, not just a select few. And so days like this is for building that vision. But if we're gonna do this whole make a great place for everybody, I'm gonna need some help. So can I get some help in here, anyone? And one of the best ways that we can do this work more often is by being together, sharing skills, resources, tools, ideas, challenges, and listening to each other. There is a wealth of information in this room and experience here and out in the hall. We've got our vendors, and they have so many tools that can help us build better workplaces every day. And so I know what you might be thinking. Being in a room full of 500 plus people is a little intimidating. Trust me, I know how you feel right now. And reaching out to somebody that you don't know is one of the most important things you could do today because it's through our network that we can create more great opportunities to build better workplaces. And so I thought I'd help us break the ice a little bit. And I have a couple slides prepared for you. And on each of the slides, it has a phrase. And I'd like for you to think, have I ever felt this way? Can I identify with this statement? And if you can, I want you to say, me too. Okay, so let's practice. Okay, so have you ever thought, oh, me too, that's just practice. Okay, so have you ever thought, I'm excited to be at Culture Summit today? Yes, me too. Okay, how about this? I want to play, rewind. I want a place to work where I feel passionate and that my work has meaning. Anyone? Yes. Okay, here we have another one. I wish we had more time and resources to dedicate to culture. I want to be appreciated and have new opportunities at work.
Me too.
Yes. I feel like there should have been more of those. Okay, how about here? I want to be encouraged to bring my whole self to work.
Me too.
I'm passionate about building culture, but I feel like I'm alone and I can't get the support that I need. Oh, you guys feel supported? Yes. See, this is a perfect room to be in, okay? Lots of appreciation and support everywhere. Okay? And this one, I believe everyone deserves to have a place to work that they love. Okay. So if we're going to build this vision, we need to work on it every day. And it's not just about creating a place to work that you love. For me, working on culture is also impacting the environment at the workplace and beyond, in our communities, in our cities, in our country, and in our world. And I don't know about you, but I've been a little bit worried about the culture in our cities, our country, and the world lately. Anyone else? So doing this work at our workplaces will also help us do it in our communities and beyond. And that also means we're going to have to be courageous. We're going to have to speak out. We're going to have to do things that are uncomfortable and that we've never done before. And that's actually the origin story of Culture Summit. Because somebody decided they were going to put themselves out there, do something beyond their comfort zone, and start an event called Culture Summit. So I'd like to welcome to the stage the founder of Culture Summit, an engineer who finds himself now running a conference on workplace culture, the Culture Summit. So please welcome to the stage, Hung Pham.
Good morning. Okay, welcome to the third year. So excited that you're here. You know, it wasn't too long ago that we were in a crowded basement of a co-working space here in SF. And I think that year we probably had 200 attendees. I think 2 people flew in from out of town. And this year we have 3 times that number here. 5 people, or actually 5 continents represented, a number that Vanessa and I are extremely proud of. And so for me, I started Culture Summit in 2014 to solve my own challenges with disengagement. I was unhappy, I was frustrated with the companies that I worked at, but more importantly, I was tired of waiting for change. And whenever I got frustrated at work, I would think to myself, if a culture affects everyone in a company, if it touches every employee, then why is the responsibility of building and maintaining culture relegated to people in a company? Shouldn't we all have a say in building that culture? And I felt this way because I wanted a voice. I didn't want to just exist in whatever culture was already established. I wanted to have a say in building it, especially if it was unhealthy. And that's because I didn't come from HR. I didn't study organizational development. I was simply an engineer who cared deeply about the workplace. So for me, Culture Summit has been a passion of mine. And I believe that we have a lot to do in this space. Back in school, they used to teach us that writing code is the closest thing you can have to a superpower. And when you hear me out, when you think about it, there's some truth to it, because when you write code, you can develop products that can potentially solve some of the world's biggest challenges. When you write code, you can create technology that is transcendent. And we've seen this before, it's amazing stuff. But there's another superpower that we can all develop, and I'm gonna argue it's just as important, if not more, and that's the ability to transform people and companies and culture. And the good news is that we all have this ability. We're all doing this. We know that companies with strong cultures have employees who feel safe, they're more present, they're doing their best work, and when they're engaged, you have happy customers, your sales goes up, you have more innovation, so everybody wins, and we know this. But we're not gonna get there unless culture becomes everyone's priority. And by everyone, I mean everyone, top down, bottom up. It can't just be HR's priority anymore. It's gotta be everyone's priority. And I'm a big believer of serendipitous encounters. In fact, how Vanessa and I began working together was by chance. She sent me an email. She said, hey, I love what you're doing. How can I help? And I replied. So we want more of those serendipitous moments here today. We have a great lineup of speakers. I'm so excited, looking forward to seeing everyone. But that just makes, that's one part of what makes Culture Summit special. The other part is everyone here today, it's all around you. It's the thought leaders, the decision makers, the culture champs. And if there's anything I've learned in doing this for 3 years, is that I've never been around a community of such engaged and passionate and loving and inspiring people. And so I want you to leverage everyone here today. Anyone here could be up here speaking. You certainly know more about culture than I do. I just happen to send out a lot of emails. So please leverage each other. It's a great community. I can't say enough about it. So with that said, I would love to introduce to you today's MC. He was a speaker at Culture Summit last year. He did such a great job, we invited him back. He's an author. He wrote The Quarter Life Breakthrough. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It's one of the reasons why I was inspired to build Culture Summit. So please give a big round of applause to Adam Smiley Poswalski.
Good to see you, buddy. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to share gratitude for Hung and Vanessa for having me. I'm a big fan of Culture Summit and all of the work that all of you do every day. And I'll just start personally. It's been a pretty heavy week with my why. My why is because I believe we need to create not just a culture at work, but a culture everywhere we go, where people feel welcome, where everyone belongs, where everyone matters, where everyone is heard. Just recently, in the last week and a half, we had a memo go out at the most powerful technology company in the world that undermined the accomplishments, the talents, the skills of women, not just in tech, but of women all around the world. And we also saw leadership at its worst. The so-called chief executive of this country, of the free world, basically not able to distinguish between hate and diversity, between hate and the people we care about. And what that does is it makes people not feel welcome because of who they are, because of their gender, their race, their sexual orientation, where they're from, and it's wrong. And the culture we create at our companies goes back to influence the culture we bring to our families, our streets, our communities, our schools, our children, our future, and vice versa. The culture we build there goes right back to the companies. So that's why all of you are here, because you care about that and you're building a culture where people belong. So if you're here in this room, we see you, we hear you, you matter, you belong. We celebrate your differences, we celebrate why you're here, we celebrate your background, we celebrate what makes you you. and just thank you for being here. So. Okay, on to some logistical announcements. The bathrooms. Okay. The bathrooms are located right back there. We have gender-neutral bathrooms back there. If anyone's thirsty, please use refillable water bottles if you brought one. There's Bevy water machines that are also located back there. Bevy makes this really cool machine that hooks up to a municipal water supply. And you can get flavored water or sparkling water. It's pretty cool. I saw it this morning. In San Francisco, we trash, recycle, and compost. So please make sure that if you're putting food waste, you put it in the green bins for compost. We have a lounge that's right there. So if you need time to just chill out, take a break, check some email, have a conversation, have a one-on-one with someone, that's a great place to do that. The Wi-Fi password is located on the back of your badge. So if you need to use that. Please post on social media, #CultureSummitSF. Vanessa was like, we were trending on Twitter last year, so we're trying to make that happen again. I don't know if we'll beat out Impeach Trump, but we can try. So that might be a tough feat. There's a good amount of people here, but we'll see. If you're looking for the schedule, it's located both on the website and then there's an app for the conference. That app is available through Visible. So download Visible and then search Culture Summit and you'll find it. And one more announcement with the catch boxes. Boom. So these are our mics for Q&A. So after most sessions, we'll have Q&A. So does someone just feel really good? They want to stand up right now and just like get their arms up in the air? Can I get audio? I don't know if I can reach that far without knocking the projector, but I'll go there. Whoop. All right. So that's how we're going to do Q&A. And just make sure when you get the catch box that you speak directly into the mic on the top, because if you speak on the side, we can't really hear you. And with that, I'm really, really excited. We have an amazing lineup of speakers, of panels. As Hung mentioned, it's not really just about the people on the stage. In fact, it's not at all about only the people on the stage. It's about all of you. That's why we're here. So please take time to introduce yourself to one another, meet someone that you wouldn't normally get to talk to, maybe that's not even working directly in your space, and talk to them. But we have an amazing lineup of speakers. I'm really excited to kick us off with our first keynote of the day. Claude Silver, who is the Chief Heart Officer at VaynerMedia, which is a digital agency that works with a wide variety of clients, including GE, PepsiCo, Dove, and Spotify. And I was just doing a little search of some things that Claude has said, both on video and online. And she writes that being Chief Heart Officer means being in touch with the heartbeat of every single person at this agency. I thought that was pretty special. She says, I'm not just looking at people, I'm not just looking at benefits, I'm not just looking at recruiting, I'm not just looking at HR. I'm looking at all of that. I'm Chief People Officer, Chief Talent Officer, Chief Culture Officer, Chief Inspiration Officer. All together, it's holistic. So please welcome Claude Silver.